This video is going to introduce a preschool story time all about bugs and insects. And I chose to do this story time on bugs and insects because I wanted one that was friendly to the boys in the audience and that might grab their attention more than some other more traditional story times. So I tried to incorporate songs and rhymes and books that might be a little bit more boy-friendly than normal. So to start this story time, as usual, I would begin with my hello song, and I encourage you to take a look at the hello and goodbye song videos that I will have linked down below to find some examples of some great hello songs that you can start your story time with to welcome the children and the parents and the caregivers to your library. So to get started with my story time on bugs and insects, I would share this book called I Saw an Ant on the Railroad Track, and Scappoose has this book. And it is a story of this railroad worker, and he notices that right before he's supposed to go eat his lunch, that there's a little ant, and he's sitting on the railroad track, and he gets very worried about this little ant, and he doesn't want him to get run over, so he tries really hard to stop the train from running over the ant. And I love this book because it has some really great rhymes in it that kind of isolate some of the sounds that preschoolers are learning. So things like tickety-tack, clickety-clack. It really emphasizes some of those harder letter sounds, which is great for anyone who's struggling with pronunciation. It also just has the most, biggest, beautiful drawings I've seen in a book. They're just so vivid and so realistic that it works really well for visual impact with your audience. So this is a great book to start a bug or insect themed story time. And after that book, I would go ahead and jump in with a song. And this is a song called I Wish I Were, and it's to the tune of If You're Happy and You Know It. So you're going to pretend to be a spider, a bee, and a caterpillar. And as you sing it, you can do those motions and clap your hands. This is how it goes. Oh, I wish I were an eensy-weensy spider. Yes, I wish I were an eensy-weensy spider. I'd go creepy-creepy-crawly down your hall and up your wally. Oh, I wish I were an eensy-weensy spider. Oh, I wish I were a yellow honeybee. Oh, I wish I were a yellow honeybee. I'd go buzzy-buzzy-buzzy and my stripes would be all fuzzy. Oh, I wish I were a yellow bumblebee. Oh, I wish I were a wiggly caterpillar. Oh, I wish I were a wiggly caterpillar. I'd go munchy-munchy-munchy, all the leaves would be my lunchy. Oh, I wish I were a wiggly caterpillar. And you can clap. I kind of realized halfway through the clapping wasn't working, so you might leave out the claps and just pretend to be the little insects with your fingers. And if you have other suggestions, you can ask the kids what other insects they might want to be to continue that song. The next song is a really short one. You're probably familiar with it. It's really fun to do this song in a circle. If you have the kids make a circle and then you kind of all walk around in a circle as you sing it. And it's Baby Bumblebee. So it goes like this. Oh, I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Won't my mama be so proud of me? Oh, I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Ouch! It stung me. And at that point, they all turn and they shake their hands out or they shake their foot out. You can have the bee sting them on their arm or on their foot or on their leg or maybe on their head. And it's a really fun song to sing many times over because the kids will start to pick up on it because there's not very many words to it. After singing Baby Bumblebee, I'd go ahead and move on to my next book, and this book is called Hey Little Ant by Philip and Hannah Hoos, and Scappoose also has this one. And this is a great book because it really makes you think about perspective and whose point of view you're looking from. So it's about this little boy who really wants to squish this ant, and so they start to have this conversation about should he step on it. And he says, well, all my friends are stepping on you, you don't have any feelings, and the ant basically describes how he has a family, he has to take care of other people too, just like the little boy. And the ending is ambiguous. It leaves it up to the reader to decide what the boy should do. So you can even ask the kids when you're done with the book what they would do if they were the little boy. It's also a book that has two perspectives. So if you ever have two librarians there, this would be a great book to read together, because one person could be the aunt and one person could be the little boy. You could even take on different voices. If it's just you reading it, then I would encourage you to give a different voice to the boy and to the aunt, so that it makes it clear to the kids who's speaking when you're reading the book. So this is a great little book called Hey Little Ant. And after reading Hey Little Ant, you can sing the song Shoo Fly. And it's pretty simple, but you may say, you know, oh, I just noticed there's a fly on my shoulder, so let's go ahead and shoo it off. And then you can shoo it off your shoulder as you sing. So it'll go like this. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. For I belong to somebody. I feel like a morning star. I feel like a morning star. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. For I belong to somebody. And then you could say, oh, the fly just landed on our knee. And then you could have them all shoo it off their knee. So you could go through different body parts, and that kind of also gives the kids a chance to stand up and kind of move around as you're singing, and to turn a more traditional song into something that uses a little bit of action. And then another great song to do at this point, because everyone will know it, is Itsy Bitsy Spider, and it fits in well with the theme. So I would do the Itsy Bitsy Spider a couple of times through, just to give the kids a chance to sing something they know and that they're just familiar with. And then the last story I would do is The Very Busy Spider by Eric Carle, which is a great book. You could do this one as a felt story, because it builds. The different animals keep coming up to the spider, so you could have the animals building on the felt board and the spider's web getting bigger as the story goes on the felt board. You could try to do it as an action story, with each kid playing one of the parts and coming up to the spider and asking the spider if she has time to play. But again, it's a really great book to do because it's got a lot of repetition, and it kind of shows the beautiful in something that some people might think of a spider as maybe not so beautiful. And those are that's the last book I would share at story time. You could end it off with a little song. It's called Flutter Flutter, and it's to the tune of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And I would go ahead and make a butterfly with my hands, and I would show the kids how to do this, and we would do this motion as we sing the song. This is how it goes. Flutter, flutter, butterfly, floating in the summer sky, floating by for all to see, floating by so merrily. Flutter, flutter, butterfly, floating in the summer sky. And that is Flutter Flutter. So that is how I would end my story time. Of course, do your goodbye song and encourage everyone to check out your books. 2 other books I just want to highlight, or 3 other books. One is called 100 Angry Ants, and this is just another great book if you want to change it up for introducing the concept of math. So we've got 100 hungry ants, and they kind of change their formation during the book. So it introduces some basic mathematical concepts to the kids. Might be a little more challenging, so maybe if you have an older group of preschool kids, I would recommend this one. The next one is a book called I Love Bugs by Emma Dodd, and it's got great big illustrations, very beautiful illustrations, and it's just all about this little girl or boy, can't really tell if it's a girl or a boy, and just how much they love bugs. And it just goes through all the bugs and tells why he or she loves them and what's so great about them. So that's another little great book about bugs. And then a very, very boyish book is called Big Rig Bugs, and it's by Kurt Cyrus. And this is a book that incorporates a construction site with bugs. So it uses the language of construction sites and construction equipment with bugs and what they do. So many of the little boys, I'm sure, will be familiar with the language here. And again, the pictures are just so big and really stand out in a story time. And that is Big Rig Bugs. So those are my suggestions for a insect or bug themed story time. Again, whoops, lost a book. Again, you can check out my books about bugs reader's advisory list if you want to see other books that you have in your collection that you could easily use in this kind of story time. So, thank you.